If you've ever opened a virus on your PC, then you know what's coming next. It's the fellas.
Jesus Christ, man. Where the fuck you get that? Turn that down. Turn that down.
All right.
Fuck, man. What the fuck's the matter with you?
I don't know. I'm a little hyped up.
I nearly dropped my fucking beer bottle, man. You don't blast some random dude screaming with, it sounds like a fucking drum set hit the goddamn floor. Why would you think that'd be a good bumper?
Because he has passion.
Yeah, man.
It's all passion in this film.
Yeah, man. You gotta have the rage in you. The rage.
Man, fuck you and your rage. This movie.
He said he changed when he left that theater.
Yeah, I did.
This movie has your fucking head turned all around.
I got a little bit more kaiju in me, man.
Don't even fucking start that
Got
shit.
injected by that kaiju juice.
This is not 2013.
Shit, man.
Stop acting like it's 2013. All right, fellas, you're listening to the fellas. Today we went and we saw, by the way, it's me, Ray, Dane. Today we went out and saw Pacific Rim Uprising to a mostly empty theater.
I don't know why.
I mean, we went and saw some nice IMAX 3D, mostly empty theater, but you say you don't know why. I know. You can watch
exactly why.
You can watch that movie and you can tell within the first quarter of the first scene, they know who their audience is, and it damn sure ain't America.
Oh, well, that I know.
They know who their audience is. All right, and it sure as shit ain't America. And walking into that theater, you're like, yeah, and which is a shame, which is an absolute shame.
I love this
because
movie.
Before we go into spoilers and before we give our thing, I'm just gonna lay it out there. This was leagues better than the first one.
Yeah,
hell yeah.
This was leagues better than the first
really
one.
Good.
Honestly, you could have not seen the first one, and you could come into this movie and spend the whole time saying, "What the fuck is this? Who are they talking about? Who is this guy? Why is this guy there? Why do they care about that?" And by the end of the movie, you're like, man, that's a good fucking movie.
Oh.
And I like the fact that they did not spend an inordinate amount of time getting you caught up. That's your fucking problem.
Well, they did it at the beginning, and that's it.
That was 3 minutes.
That was 3
So
minutes.
yeah, this happened in part
this
one.
happened,
Enjoy
guys
your
came
movie.
in, we built robots. We kicked their asses. The portal got closed.
Bam. That's all you need to know.
Right there, that's how it
and
is.
you may sit there and say, well, I don't understand. Portals to where? Watch the first fucking movie. For the rest of you, enjoy the show.
For those 2 minutes, Ray came right there.
You know, all I know is that, Maze Runner could have took a little page out of this movie.
Fuck Maze Runner, Brian. Don't give us a shit.
Maze Runner could have taken a page by just not making a goddamn sequel.
You don't hear nobody talking about
That's
that
a convoluted
shit. That
fucking
gone.
mess. Don't even bring that shit up.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna fuck up my vibe. Don't even bring that shit up. For all of you who are just getting in, or maybe you never saw Pacific Rim, anyone who's a child of the 90s, and by child of the 90s, I don't mean you were born in the 90s. I mean, by the time the 90s came around, you were old enough to look at girls and probably jack yourself off thinking about them.
Yeah.
You're now a child of the 90s. Because by the 2000s, you're done with that shit.
Yeah.
So, if you're a child of the 90s, you're into the anime, you're into the robots, you're into all that good shit. And basically, Pacific Rim is just the wet dream of people who are into that. That's pretty much what the first one was. So in this one, they pick up, was it 10 years?
10 years after.
10 years after the conclusion of the first one. Basically, there's never been a threat from these guys again because they were able to close the portal that was bringing them into this world, and also sever the connection that allowed them to communicate with the things necessary to open the portal.
Yeah.
They still have the remaining Jaegers from the first one, and I was sure in the first one only one survived.
Yeah, only like one or so. But I guess they were just building them up just in case.
Yeah, they only have like a total, well, we only see 4, but there's clearly more than 4.
Yeah.
But the ones they have left are just sort of there in case. Some people are trying to salvage the old Jaegers to sell on the black market. So they're using the new Jaegers to somewhat police those things. You have Pacific Rim Defensive, PP, Pacific something Defensive Coalition.
Ray has no clue.
I have no clue.
Yeah, PPDC. They're out there just to make sure,
PPDC.
if the shit hits the fan again, they're gonna be there with their Jaegers, and they're still training pilots and this and that and whatever.
Which there are 4 or 5 in the world.
Well,
I'm talking about the organizations. There are 4 or 5. They're divided.
Oh, you mean branches?
Yeah.
Well,
Northern, the Pacific. Pacific and the Eastern.
Yeah, but you got to think of it like NASA. Since, we've been in the space, there's less and less popularity of the use for it as time goes on.
Yeah, because a lot of people are like, fuck it, they ain't never coming back. But if I can make my own Jaeger to rob banks and shit, that'll be great. It's kind of like everything that's away from the coast, like middle America or middle whatever, it's somewhat thriving because people are, when they're rebuilding, they're going from the center out, because in the first one, it's always the areas close to the coastlines that got hit first. So those places are pretty much decimated and people out there are living like shit. It's kind of like a no man's land. Yeah. So scavengers, if you're good at scavenging, you can pretty much have it made out there. So basically we have a guy who's out there, he's scavenging, he's a nobody, but then you learn he's actually a somebody. He's actually someone with a past. He is, and goddamn it, this whole thing screams Robotech. Okay, for the anime fanboys who are gonna bust my balls in the chat, Macross. I'll give you that. I'll say Macross. I'll give it this one, like Trump signing that bill. One time and one time only. I'm going to go ahead and call it Macross. But to me, it's Robotech. Go fuck yourself. But whatever. I'll call it Macross.
The way the pilots were treating each other were very Robotech-ish.
It's basically a trope. The hero that was found is like, oh, this is just a nobody, but clearly he's got some skills. Yeah. And you find out, oh no, he's got this past. Yeah. Well, he was just a shit, but became disillusioned with authority. So he's not there, and he's being pulled back in and being forced to be responsible, by his mentor. Yeah. And then of course his mentor dies. So he's like, shit, I don't have to be here now, but my mentor died, and the death of my mentor is going to force me to step up and be the responsible person that they really wanted. It's a trope.
It's very much Robotech. Yeah, I see it.
It's Macross like a motherfucker. Yeah. When we go deeper in it, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take characters in there and systematically replace them with Macross names. It's going to be a game, boys and girls. Feel free to play at home. And I want you, Ray and Dane, I want you to be like, yep, that matches. It's going to be like matching names on the board. I'm going to do that. It's going to be fun. All right. But let me get to the characters first. We're going to get to the characters first. All right. So
before you go to the characters, who directed this?
This Stephen DeKnight, which is pretty much the guy that directed most of the Spartacus episodes.
And I think that's why this came out to be so good, because Guillermo del Toro did the first one. Yeah. And looking back, because we didn't have the podcast back then. If we had the podcast back then, I would have gave the first one at best a middle of the road rental, just because, oh, look, it's fucking robots, and that's nice.
Well, it's the first of its kind in a long while, besides
that only takes you so far. If it weren't for the fact that it's the best of its kind, I see robots back flipping and shit and whatnot. And when it ended, I honestly saw no reason whatsoever for a sequel, and I came in like, I'm gonna shit all over this. Which didn't happen.
It was a fun movie.
No, I already told you when we started, the shit was good. What more do you want from me, motherfucker? Get off my dick. All right? Jesus. I'm saying I came in with some bad notions, and I think the problem with the first one was that it was directed by Del Toro. Del Toro can make a feast for the eyes, but I honestly don't think he needs to be sitting in a director's chair. It hurts me to say that, but someone has to say it. It's like when someone in the family's drinking too much, you have an intervention.
Yeah.
Somebody got to step up and say it. I'm gonna be one that steps up.
Let's step up then.
Yeah, tell her you hurt me when you drink. So the guy from Spartacus.
Yeah, Spartacus. That's why they had
Asher was in there.
They had Asher.
If I would ever have a TV series, make me its bitch, have me stay home and cook while it's going out and doing shit, and then that TV show's like, I'm going to Walmart. You want to go? And I'd be like, yes. And I dress up all nice and fancy just because this TV show was letting me out of the house. Spartacus would be that TV show. Basically, I'd be Spartacus's like battered housewife, and I'd be goddamn happy about it. And if anyone threatened to call the police about the domestic abuse, I'd fucking cut them. Yeah, you ain't never taking my Spartacus from me.
No.
You just jealous. You jealous. That's why you trying to call the police. I'll stab a motherfucker trying to take Spartacus out of my life. That's how good that show was. That show just slapped me around and
Jupiter's cock.
I took it. You will not lose concentration, Ray. You will not lose concentration. So that guy did an awesome job with Spartacus, and clearly it was no fluke.
No, he's awesome, man.
He pulled some shit. out of backfield with this, which we'll get into. I won't get into that till I say spoilers, but he did a great fucking job.
This was fun, man. This had a high energy.
It was fun. And it also, I think, the first one was just supposed to be like a trip down memory lane for all the anime fans.
Yeah.
This did that better to me.
Yeah.
You know how many times watching this shit, I said, let me pretend this is the live action version of Evangelion.
Yeah.
Let me pretend this is the live action version of Macross.
Yeah, I know.
Let me pretend this is and every time was fitting.
Yeah.
It would fit.
Yeah.
It was just like the trope and the layout, the formula was so nostalgic and perfect the way it was laid out.
And that it will fit.
Yeah, it was like I was watching
an anime live
early
action.
90s anime live action.
Right. But this only could occur one time. Mm-hmm. So on this time, we were aware of it. I was like, okay, this is going to be a story about this and that.
Yeah.
And then we decided not to match it. And you pointed out fairly. It's like, wait a minute, they took the story of Macross. It's like, yes, they did.
And I wasn't expecting that.
It's like,
they
did that.
Let me sit up. Wait a minute. What's this? What's going on? Let me wake up a little bit. What the fuck?
And Ray was still dreaming. He was a millennial right there.
There was a couple of scenes in here where he's like, "Oh God, here we go again."
I said that. I did say that. Here we go.
And the thing is, you had a feeling it was going to go into a sappy, like, woe is me, but it went to a line and it didn't go any further.
And then stopped.
And it stopped.
Almost seemed like they were mocking it.
Yeah.
Like they were mocking that particular trope.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because they were not going paint by numbers.
So let's start with the cast.
Okay, let's do that. I will say John Boyega, who plays the main character, Jake Pentecost. Just hearing about him is like, not the main character, but the uber hero from the first one.
He's the son.
Character.
Yeah, he's the son of.
Like, I'm the son. I'm like, why in the fuck would they never have mentioned that he had a son? And I was like, okay, they're pulling this out of their ass. So that's definitely a strike right there. And this guy's going to be phoning it in. And I will say, in the beginning, like right when it started, he was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, he's living the lifestyle, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I was still kind of pissed off, never mentioned he had a son. Then he goes into the program with all the Jaegers, and that shit dropped right down. But then it gradually goes up. The man acted his ass off.
Yeah.
I'll give him that. The script was kind of shit.
Yeah.
The script that they handed him was kind of shit. But when you're doing a script that's filled with nothing but a certain type of trope, and that's all this was a certain type of trope, protagonist, rookie, love interest, feud, all that shit. It's all there. When you're just constantly feeding that in, there's only so much you can do.
Yeah.
You can't really stand out. But still, the guy busts his ass. He did a great job. And he plays Jake Pentecost. We also got the chick he runs into, Kaylee Spaney. She plays as Amara Namani. She's kind of I was raised on the tough streets with no one since a child, yet somehow I'm smart enough to build things that people have to go to MIT to learn.
Yeah.
She basically builds her own Jaeger. It's like a miniature version.
Yeah.
But she builds her own Jaeger.
Out of nowhere. Without no parents.
It's kind of like, your typical anime smart character that's...
Yes, the smart character who doesn't have book learning.
Yes.
That's the important thing. I didn't learn by going to school and looking books. I learned from life. That's very animated.
Yes. Yes, it
very
is.
paint by numbers animated. That's part of the trope.
And she owns a big ass warehouse, a hangar.
No, she was squatting.
She was squatting. They all squatted,
it on the coast. Everywhere you go, you're squatting. I think the guy pointed out, it's like,
right.
I can live in $1 million mansion as long as you don't mind the fact that there's like half a skull in there from where some kaiju fell and died. But no one's coming back. It's like, if you can trade, you can live like a king. That was the whole thing. She's squatting, everybody's squatting.
That was a really unique intro for a movie I thought was going to start completely different.
Right. Her character is supposed to be the young, plucky, sort of genius, sort of child thing, who just her pure gumption is going to get her through it. In this movie, she looks fucking 12.
Yeah, she does look young as shit.
And
man.
what bothers me, I'm like, okay, is her character supposed to be over 18? They never brought it up. No one at any point said how old
she's supposed to be 15 or something.
In the movie?
I'm assuming she's 15.
She's 15, yeah.
And he say she's a teenager.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, she's supposed to be 15.
I guess, but they did a hell of a job making her look young. It was uncomfortable because there are a lot of scenes I was sure there was going to be some sort of a romance.
Let me see all the pictures. Let me see.
All right.
Yeah.
There are a lot of scenes I was sure there was going to be some sort of a romance, and thank Christ there wasn't.
In anime, it would have happened.
I was like, dear God, please don't let there be some kind of romance, because I will feel... Look at how young she looks. I would feel so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
If there was some kind of a romance. But there wasn't, which I thanked them for. But they always had her acting immature. So I guess you just left to assume her age. Wise move on their part.
Yeah.
But her lines were a bit stunted, but that's probably because she's so new.
Yeah.
I mean, she really has damn near nothing under her belt as far as acting goes. I think this is going to give her a good boost. She did a decent job. Now, another thing that really gets me, I love the call outs to the recurring characters that came. They did a very subtle and nice job with the recurring, like, for instance, Dr. Herman, the German dude, was Bern Gorman.
Yeah.
The one who has to walk with a cane.
Yeah.
He came back. But Charlie Day, who I love, anything Charlie Day is in, I love
He's
Charlie
awesome,
Day.
man.
He's funny as shit. He comes back as Dr. Newton. They kind of moved on because now he works for a private company. And that's kind of like making a bit of a buffer between him and his friend Dr. Gottlieb. But you see them both, and it's like, oh man, it's awesome that they're both back. That's good.
Yeah, I know.
That cameo, they're there. And then you see the freaking Scott Eastwood plays as Nate Lambert. He was the hero, the main character of the first one, right?
No, he wasn't.
Who was he in the first one?
He wasn't there in the first one.
Really?
Yes.
Get the fuck out of here. I thought he was the main guy.
No, that was Charlie Hunnam. They said that his co-pilot had left to the private sector.
That's what I wanted to ask. Like, what happened to the other co-pilot?
Yeah.
So his co-pilot was Charlie.
Yeah,
They never say. They never really say. But
Yeah, he just wrote him off. It's okay.
they couldn't schedule him
Yeah.
for the movie.
All
So
right,
they
well-
wrote him off, kind of.
Either way, Scott, he plays as the, what's a good way to say it? The rival.
The Iceman.
Yeah. The Iceman to,
The Maverick. What?
Maverick and Iceman. He's Iceman, and John Boyega's Maverick.
Yeah.
Okay. Or, well, we'll wait.
Yeah, okay.
We'll wait. I'm going to do my little name change.
Okay.
You're going to like this, Dane. You're going to like this. But yeah, Maverick and Iceman. So, and that's basically who he is. You know, he's by the book and this and that, or whatever. But there's a rivalry, but it's not an angry sort of rivalry.
Yeah.
They hint that there's this one chick who's like the mechanic or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
They
It's,
both got the hots for her.
it's kind of like a love triangle.
Yeah,
almost.
but they don't go nowhere with it. That's
It's
why I think
okay.
that's why I think they're kind of fucking with the audience.
Yeah.
We'll go back. Let me go to the rest of the characters.
All right.
Now, we were saying earlier that the core market for this is not the US as,
No.
as the first one proved.
There's no theaters playing on it, man. Just to
Right.
find a showtime on it was actually kind of hard.
The core market for this is Asia, or more specifically China. Chinese
China-
people were
China,
nutting
Asia.
on the back of the seats that were in front of them.
Yeah.
Just squirting all over it for the first Pacific Rim. And I will be goddamn if the studio didn't take that shit and roll with it. We got a huge Asian cast
Yeah.
up in here. I'm just gonna stick to the ones that are important. Now, the sexy ass Rinko Kuchi, was that her name? That's the Japanese chick.
Yeah,
right?
that's the Japanese chick, his older sister.
Yeah, she comes back as
Rinko
Mako Mori, and she's the older sister of Jake Pentecost. And they have a really good, because she was adopted so young that they're really like brother and sister. And she's the responsible one. She's the one who emulates the father more. Discipline, respect, honor, and this and that. And she's the one constantly trying to keep her brother, who's a maverick, on the straight and narrow.
Yeah.
By the way, she has the perfect geisha lips.
I don't know if it's all Asian women like that. It's like right in the
No,
center
she
of the
has
lips.
the
They kind of
perfect-
poke. They go
her
north.
lips are like
They go
little
north.
and stuff.
Yeah,
It's
they go like north, like right in the center. Everything I see her in, she's fucking beautiful. The first Pacific Rim, yeah, I'll hit that. I saw her in Babel, or I should say I saw her bush. I can't remember what her face looks
Yeah,
like in
yeah,
Babel,
Babel,
because
yeah.
once I saw the gates open, I couldn't remember anything else. So, yeah, she was, yeah, I saw her in Babel. I saw her in Brothers Bloom. Everything I see her in, I'm like, man, she's fucking beautiful. For what she does an excellent job, but I'm not going to get into it yet.
She's
But
a key
what they
component
did-
in moving the story forward, actually. A
Right.
lot.
What they did with her was very important to what it was they were trying to establish, but I won't get into that yet. Let's finish with the characters, because there's so much to get into here. Freaking Tien Jiang, who plays Li Wan Shao.
Yeah, she's hot.
Now,
man.
this woman's
Click on
hotter
her.
than
Click on
July.
She was in that Great Wall
Yeah,
movie.
Look at this fucking beautiful. She's beautiful. She's beautiful. Don't even speak loudly.
Yeah, she's in a lot of movies. She's
Ray, don't fuck it up.
oh, okay.
I can just envision some wind slightly blowing that hair. She's fucking beautiful. She plays as the CEO of this company. His name is Lewin Shao.
Yeah.
And the company is it Shao Corp? They want to build Jaegers that don't require pilots to be in them.
Autopilot Jaegers.
That reminds me of
Because if the pilots
or
don't have
bits.
to be in them, let's just put 10 Jaegers in every single place, and whichever one we need to activate, he just steps inside his bubble. It just comes online.
Why her hair is so silky?
Aren't all Chinese like that?
She's from China.
Yeah, she's Chinese. I told you they know who their fucking audience is, dude. Oh, here she is
She
again.
is again.
God damn. Picture this shit. Look at this.
Look at that.
wow. Look at that.
Beautiful, man. This woman
She's beautiful.
is beautiful. Oh my
Wow,
god!
look at
that's
that.
it. That's it. No more pictures of
Yeah.
her because we're not going to get nowhere. But yeah, so like I said, Tian Jiang plays Liuan Xiao. She's the CEO of this company. No nonsense. She comes off as the archetype of the stuck-up bitch who's like, yeah, you're only here because you're conniving enough to have this no-nonsense company. And she keeps going on. This company is my legacy. This is my dream. This is making these drones is my dream. It's my passion and this and that and whatever. So he's like, okay, so she's already set for her trope character. Then you have really...
That's about all the real main
That's
characters.
the important people.
Yeah.
I will say, though, I will give a slight sidebar because when the character Amara Namari,
Yeah.
the female chick, when she gets put into the Jaeger pilots program,
Yeah.
she sees the other cadets who are there, and those cadets seem so fucking interesting. I very badly wanted to know their backstory. The only one they come really close to going into detail with their backstory is this Russian chick. The actress's name is Ivana Santno, and again, she's hot.
Yeah, she's hot.
You don't
She's
trust
cute,
me?
man.
You need verification? Is that what that is?
Damn, she was born in 97? Fuck, I'm old, man.
Yeah, you're old as shit. You're robbing the
Yeah,
cradle,
you're
son.
rock-
Yeah,
She looks much-
like a hardcore version of what a European model would be. And what's that? Huey Lewis, when he would always have those blonde hair, blue eyed women with the big lipstick. She looks like one of his backup dancers.
Wow,
Yeah.
she looks different with long hair.
She's very pretty. I will say that. I'm sorry, she hates Amara because Amara was just tossed in there, some street urchin, and she had to take the test 3 times before she could finally pass to get in.
Here's one thing that I realized. Her character, the other character's name, Amara, right?
Yeah.
I just realized that. There is a scene, this is spoiler alert right here.
Wait.
There's a scene right here where she's standing in the middle of Tokyo. We have a museum of Gundam. And she's standing in there,
lot of
right?
call outs, a lot of
Right?
shout outs.
She's standing there. What's her name? Amara?
Yeah.
And the main pilot of a Gundam, the first Gundam, is Amuro. Wow. So you see what I'm trying to go to?
Okay, a lot of shot. This movie
See?
is multi-layered, dude. There's so many hidden messages.
Yeah.
So she is a female version of Amuro Ray. She's techie. She never grew up with a father. Amuro father was always building a mobile suit technology.
Uh-huh.
So she never grew up with her parents.
But she
and
knew how to
somehow
build
she's-
suits.
Somehow she knows how to do that.
Like this chick.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It has to be the idea of the director.
You had to be. There's no way.
It has to be, bro. Big anime fan, which is okay. I have no problem with it.
You know what? What we're gonna do, and for us to do this, I'm gonna just say spoilers right now. That's the
All
only
right.
way this is gonna work.
All right.
We're gonna move forward from the beginning to the back, saying the awesome things, the things we point out. But while we do this, I'm gonna do the replacement game.
Okay.
All right. And remember, you guys at home, play along. So we got Jake Pentecost, a black guy. Like, yeah, my father was this great big pilot and whatnot, but I'm not into that shit. I'm just a rogue. I'm going to do whatever, live on my own. He gets arrested because he's caught with Amora Namani and her illegally made Jaeger. And they're yelling at one another like, yeah, I could have fucking gotten us out of here, but you had to fuck it up. Fuck you. You don't know what you're talking about. Because she doesn't know that he used to be a big time pilot and his father was the greatest pilot of all time. His sister calls in. Now, and this is another great shout out. So this is where freaking Mako Morty comes in, and they made her look like she was a bit older.
Yeah,
she's
they
in
did.
her uniform because she's no longer piloting. She's now one of the higher ups on like the council, the Pacific Rim Council or whatever. And he's like, yeah, look, there's this thing going on, but thankfully you're my sister, my big sister. You're going to get me out of this, right? This is like your 10th time getting arrested for this dumb shit. There's only one way I could possibly get you out of this. You're going to have to re-enroll at the academy as an instructor. You do that, I'll let you come in along with your trainee. I can say that you were doing all this shit because you're trying to test out this trainee and recruit this chick. And I'll bring you both in, and that'll keep you out of jail. And he's like, man, what the fuck? That's how him and Amara both get back into the program. And his whole thing is, in his own mind, he's the greatest pilot there ever was. He's like, I have no business being at the academy. I'm the best. Easily, he could be a trainer, but he doesn't want to fucking be there. Now, let's pause real quick. Let's say you take Jake Pentecost.
Yeah.
We're going to replace him with Rick Hunter. And we're going to replace Mako with Roy Fokker.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Does that sound like it matches?
Yes, it does match.
That does sound like it matches.
Yeah, it does match.
Dane, what do you say?
Yeah, that's
exactly.
a parallel.
Yeah, because when shit hit the fan, it was like switch just flipped.
You're good. I know you're good, and you won't take responsibility unless I force it on you.
Yeah.
And I'm your sibling who you constantly have to live in my shadow.
Who is adopted, by the way.
Who is adopted. And I am going, and you have to live under my shadow. And you're like, fuck it. I don't want to go back and do that. Fuck it. I'm not going back there.
Yeah.
I'm going to force you to reach your potential by thrusting it on you and not giving you a choice.
Yeah.
I have to pull. I think she could have gotten her out of that.
Yeah.
But she's like, you just keep fucking doing this. I have to do this. I have to bring this greatness out of you because you're just going to keep doing this shit. And it's the same thing with Rick Hunter and Roy Fokker.
Yeah, he had the enlist.
Yeah, that's the Rick Hunter, Roy Fokker thing. So they get in there. Naturally, as soon as he gets there, he meets up with Nate Lambert. He's like, Jesus, this is fucking awful. And the mechanic lady comes through and she kind of winks at them. Well, winks at the guy. Jake is like, Jesus, you two, can you get a room? Let's, like, fucking for real.
Yeah.
Can we be done with this? Let's fucking move on. And the girl's like, yo, you got a history with this guy? What's the problem? Well, we had a disagreement. Don't worry about it. As it progresses, you see that Jake Pentecost is the hotshot, fly by my pants pilot. Nate Lambert, by the book, hardcore guy. I will train you recruits. You will go by the numbers or you're going to ship out because you're not good enough. And Jake's like, dude, you fucking give the rest. Just go easy on them. Okay. You don't learn everything from the books. You learn on the field, but on the field, you fuck up one time, you're dead. You need to teach them to be flexible. You got and they're butting heads, but you can see they used to be friends because they know each other so well.
Yeah. They used to
and
pilot
they're being jovial. And it's like, well, what happened to make them not be friends? They're still heavy rivals. They were always rivals.
Yeah.
But then you see the chick who's the mechanic chick? Hold on.
Jules Reyes.
That's the character's name?
Yeah.
Jules? The chief mechanic or head mechanic or whatever. So you're like, oh, okay. There's something about you dudes butting heads over this chick. You know what I love? They don't go into it.
Yeah.
I like
They
that.
never went into like, what the fuck happened? There's no flashback.
There's nothing.
There's no soliloquy where she says, look, I know I was dating you and I fucked him. I fucked up. But you guys gotta come together. No, none of that. None of that.
No.
You know why?
Baggage.
You don't fucking need to know. It's done. They know it. Yeah, but I don't know it. Ain't your fucking business. Get in that Jaeger.
Yeah.
Watch the movie. Sit down. Shut up.
There's
you don't
that-
need to know about
There's
that.
that scene where she kisses them both.
I'll go into that.
She kisses Nate, and Nate's kind of like, yeah. And then she kisses Jake, and Jake is like, man, what the fuck is this?
It's polygamy, bro. It's polygamy. She wants both of them. She's
No,
like, look,
she's saying she
I could
loves
have-
them equally.
Yeah,
Dane.
exactly.
She loves them
But
equally.
even
wants
Jake
both of them.
said
She needs-
that's
she-
fucking confusing.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
Jake's like, yeah, this is
It goes back to
confusing.
Spartacus.
Oh, you
It
and
goes
your
back
Spartacus
to yes,
shit, bro.
man. It goes back to Spartacus.
Not everything in life is somehow related to Spartacus. This is not like 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
6 degrees of Spartacus, buddy.
Jesus.
Everything
Oh, my
goes
God.
back to there, back to Rome. I love interest for both of them.
This was
She care for them, of course.
this was so anime-ish.
All right. You know what? It is animation. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Fuck, I'm gonna fuck this up. I can't remember their names.
What?
But Macross Plus, freaking.
Oh my god.
Hold on. The hot shot, fly
Yeah.
by the seat of his pants.
Isamu.
The by the book Zentradi guy.
Gold, yeah.
and then the chick that would sing.
Yeah, that I forgot her
They
fucking
were
name.
clearly friends.
Yes.
Clearly
Cherry,
friends.
apple,
Something
something?
happened to make them stop being friends and butt heads. But even before that happened, they were always rivals,
Yeah,
but
they're-
friendly rivals. And even when they're forced back together, the hot shot is forced to come be back with this guy
Oh
again.
my god.
That's friendly
You know
rivalry
what?
still there.
Look. Picture their faces in your mind. Even their profiles match.
Yes.
Gold
Yes.
had the shaved high top, just
Yes,
like
he
how
did. Yes,
Jake-
yes, yeah.
And then Scott Eastwood had the haircut as Isamu did.
Yeah, he had the crew cut.
Yeah, the crew cut.
He had the fucking crew cut.
Oh shit! There's a lot of parallels. in here.
It is fucking insane. They're doing their thing, so he's trying to go and teach the kids. Now, Amari comes in, and she's there with all the other recruits, and this is what pisses me off. These recruits are so varied and so different. I'm just begging to know more about them. They
Yeah.
don't bother getting into it. It doesn't piss me off too much, but it's kind of like, why are you going to tease me?
Yeah.
Because anyone who watches any anime that's built on characters that's going to have people in a war scenario
Yeah.
focuses so much on the characters that the background characters always
Yes.
become more interesting than the hero. Dragon Ball,
Yeah.
fucking Naruto,
Yep.
fucking Macross.
Yep.
You can talk about Rick being a badass all you want. Matt Sterling could fucking destroy Rick
Yeah,
in a
he can.
cockpit.
He can.
Fucking destroy Rick in a cockpit.
Yeah, he can.
And the only thing holding him back is his humility.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have... Rick could inspire people to go out there and fight.
Yeah.
And Max can't do that.
No, it's
but
his
you
humility.
put Max in the cockpit, Max could smoke every single fucking person out there, including Rick.
Yeah.
And in front of his men, Rick could be like, no, I'm the best. You get his men away, Rick is like, no, fucking Max would fold me up and put me in a suitcase. Max would fucking destroy me. Max was the best goddamn pilot humanity, not just the fleet.
Yeah.
Humanity has.
He's unrivaled.
And you would look at this like, yo, I want to know more about this guy.
Yeah.
These background characters are so fucking awesome. And this is the same way.
Right.
So the whole thing that actually cements Jake stepping up is I didn't want to see this because I'm like, I don't want to see more
Oh, the
kaiju
same
showing
shit.
up. It's going to be more the same shit or whatever.
It's kind of like the Godzilla thing, you know?
Right,
It comes
right.
out of the ocean, starts beating
And
shit up.
and when the CEO of the company, Lee Wen-shao, says, yeah, we're going to make our drones. We're going to go to Australia to talk it over, which is weird because I thought Australia was destroyed, but what do I know? We're going to go to Australia, talk it over. They get attacked by another Jaeger.
Yeah, which is pretty awesome, actually. That fight
Yeah.
was actually freaking awesome.
So right then and there, I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Okay, I get the plot now. They're going to be fighting other Jaegers.
Yeah,
They're
that
not
was-
going to be fighting kaiju. They're going to be fighting other Jaegers. And there's much better fight scenes with other Jaegers. In that fight, Jake's sister, Mako, gets killed because she's in a helicopter. And she's trying to... it's great
It's a touching, actually, death.
because it's a touching death to me because honestly she has more skill than her brother simply because of the experience.
Yeah.
Her brother's been out of the cockpit before the victory
Yeah.
of the last movie. He'd been out of the cockpit for like a year.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
she just had more experience. Her father didn't want her in the cockpit.
Yeah.
But she got in the cockpit and she helped save the world because
Yeah.
she was just that good because of her family.
Yeah.
Because of her lineage. When he's fighting, she's sitting here observing because he doesn't know how to look for these things in the fight. Because when
Yeah.
she fights, she analyzes.
Yeah.
She's sitting there on her iPad analyzing and trying to send the information. Yo, this thing is getting these frequencies. This thing is like weak on the right side. You need to come over here. This thing, this and that. And it fucking jams the frequency. And I'm like, man, this is fucking awesome.
Yep.
He's doing the fighting, but she's like, yo, I've got that combat experience, son. I'm going to give you the details.
Yeah,
I'm
she was
to
trying
give
to-
you the shit that you're missing and send it to you. And it cut off the transmission. It realized what she was doing and cut the transmission off, which is something a monster couldn't do because
Yeah.
it doesn't have the intelligence.
Yeah.
But clearly, this is someone piloting the thing. And her helicopter gets like knocked out of the air. And because both of these guys care about her.
Yeah.
You know, okay, because Jake has to pair up with Nate. So
Oh, God.
the two rivals have to pair up together, which always happens.
Yeah.
And they both eminently love and respect her. I mean, Nate, not in a romantic way, but
Yeah.
he's like, this is the daughter of my idol.
Yeah.
The man who was more of a father to me than my real father.
Yeah.
I had more emotions for this guy than my real father. You know, she's the daughter of this guy. I love this girl. I will fight and die for this girl.
Yeah.
As soon as her helicopter knocked out, freaking Jake was like, yo, make those helicopters down. I'm expecting the guy like, we've got to fight this monster. There's civilians at risk. And they end up butting heads. And because they can't work together, she dies. As soon as she's like, yo, Mako's hit. Let's do it. They both go like, we're going to,
fuck that.
1,000 people are going to die in the
fuck
city.
that.
Fuck them. We're going to run and get this helicopter. And they miss it by like a millimeter. They scrape the side of the helicopter, but they still can't catch it.
Yeah.
And she dies, and the fucking robot like walks off.
Yeah, no, he saw reinforcements were coming in, and then
because they had to use the helicopters to bring the extra ones in. Her death is what drove him to be like,
fuck it,
I gotta do this.
Yeah.
I gotta step it up. She died because I haven't been doing this shit for 10 fucking years. Because of me, because I fucked up.
It's such an anime death too, because it's like,
can you give me something to equate that whole scene with?
Okay, that's pretty much the same way Ben Dixon died. He was just 1 second too late, and he got caught up into the explosion. He was so close from escaping.
But did that drive someone else?
Yeah, it did. It drove Rick not to wanting to lead, but then he had to face the facts that he was going to be losing people. So he had to become a better leader.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So a death in the family drives you to become better. Now they're bringing the reinforcements in late because they have to, helicopter them in because, the pilots are in there. Right away, I'm thinking, this was a setup. The evil corporation set this up to show them how valuable it would be to just have the drones there. And then no matter where the pilot is, they can jump into the little VR thing and just pilot it.
Yeah.
Because right after it happens, the council's like, we're immediately gonna give them their contract. We need the drones within 48 hours. And freaking Charlie Day's character's like, 48 hours? That's insane. And a little nice little extra says, it's a strange coincidence that this really happened in our favor like this. The fact that this Jaeger just showed up and the chick is like, it is a strange coincidence and it's in our favor. And I was there. I nearly died. Get me my fucking robots. This is my legacy. Yeah. Okay. But I'm like, and I'm thinking to myself, God, they're really beating us over the head with this. We know the corporation did it.
Yeah.
We know that they're evil.
Yeah.
Come on. Let's get past it. Now, a nice little aside is when Dr. Newton comes to the place with all the Jaegers, he does see Dr. Herman again.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, buddy, good to see you. And Newton's kind of being like a fucking
asshole.
Jackass diva. It's like, hey, you should come meet me and Alice, you come to our place and this and that. He's like, no, man, you sold out. You went for a corporation. I'm not doing that.
He was really quirky about it,
I love the fact he's like, look, man, I got to tell you, ever since we hooked into that kaiju brain, I've been having nightmares. It's 10 years later, I'm still having nightmares. I can't get rid of them. How did you cope with it? He's like, no, I don't have no nightmares. I'm fine. I'm good. I love because that comes back later.
Yeah.
And then when you realize what happens, like, nice.
Yeah, I didn't see it
coming.
coming.
No nightmares. I thought it was just going to say, look, dude, go see a psychiatrist. I've had 10 years of therapy. I'm good now. That's what I expected. Yeah. He's like, nope, not having no nightmares. I'm good.
Yeah.
And it comes back in such a way that my eyeballs melted. Like, what? Nani? I was fucked up. It was great. They go back and they're like, yo, I'm gonna take this job serious and whatnot. And I'm trying to remember what happens before they eventually end up fighting the thing again. There's a lot of fillers sometimes.
Yeah, there was a montage. They activate all the drones because the drones have been deployed.
Oh, and then that's also when you learn.
Yeah, that's also when you learn.
His wife or girlfriend, Alice, is actually the brain that they hacked into in the first movie. It's like in his home, his penthouse apartment home.
It's on his bedroom.
Yeah, it's in his bedroom. And
bro.
he treats it like his wife. Pour a glass of whiskey, go right in the bedroom, jack into it. It's kind of like he's addicted to it.
And it still didn't hit you at that moment.
No, because there was nothing to be worried about. So, the other guy is still having the nightmares. It's like, whatever. He goes home, he's still jacking into it. And remember, in the first movie, they're like, yo, we have to do this with two people.
Yeah.
Because their consciousness is too powerful.
Yeah, it's going to overwhelm you.
Yeah, it'll overwhelm you. You have to use two people. This dude's been doing it by himself for 10 years.
Yeah.
The fact that it's the first thing he does when he gets home, it's clear he's addicted to it.
Yeah.
And they're just building all the fucking robots. And that's when you learn, because they find the robot that attacked him.
Yeah. The
They
rogue one.
beat it to death. And when they tear off the head, because that's where the cockpit's supposed to be, they instead see the brain
The kaiju brain, yeah.
of a kaiju. And like, what the fuck? Someone's piloting these things with fucking kaiju brains.
And surprising enough, those drones look like Ava Angels. Look at that.
Well, that's about the time I started imagining this as a live action Evangelion.
Yeah.
In fact, that's part of that trope, because when you look at it, these guys are piloting it remotely. There's no way for them to sync, for their brain to sync up with the computer that quickly over that distance. Their brain is syncing up with the kaiju brain, just like Dr. Newton is.
Yeah.
Dr. Newton's syncing up with this kaiju thing, and he's like, yeah, here's a way we can do it. Let's clone kaiju brains. We'll have people sync up with the brains, and the brains are controlling the robot. Because you can sync up with their brains a lot further and way faster than you can with a computer. Yeah. There's no lag. There's instantaneous. The human brain is 1 billion times more powerful than a computer. We just don't know how to access it the same way a computer can access its memory and its RAM and all that shit.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, we communicate with this brain, and this brain just does what we tell it to do. So when they get the freaking Jaeger back, they're trying to go over it, see what's going on. The rogue, freaking Amara, says to her classmates, hey, let's get in there and take a look at that.
Yeah.
No way, man. We'll get in trouble. Look, we'll be in and out. No problem. We just got to go in there and take a look at it.
That was a beautiful shot. Sunset, and you see all the workers. It's like, man, is that like the SDF-1? It had that SDF-1 look. I'm like, oh, shit, what is this? But yeah, they walk in, and then they realize that this robot is half organic and half metallic.
Yeah. And apparently, when she's checking out the specs and whatnot, some of the blood gets on one of the cadets, and the blood burns like acid.
Yeah.
And she's like, yo, we gotta call the doctor. Let's get him out of here, whatever. And they all get in trouble. They all get like court-martialed or whatever. All right. So then comes the big twist. The movie had my attention the whole time, which to me was a miracle.
Yeah.
But this is the point where I was like, motherfucker.
Yeah, I didn't see it coming because it was
motherfucker.
It was so hidden in plain sight. It was like
it was hidden in plain sight. You just didn't pick up on the clues. I was like, you motherfucker. So they're like, yo, Amara Namari says, hey, she's just gotten drummed out. He's like, yeah, all your guys are on maximum probation, but you're gone. I couldn't do anything to save you. I couldn't do anything to keep you. You're gone. So, all right, that's fine. But just understand that Shower Corp is the one that made that thing. He's like, what? So yeah, I built these for a living. Shower Corp made that one because, yeah, the cabling's made counterclockwise. They're the only company that does it. It's them. So they're like, okay, well, shit, they're making all of our drones. They tell Dr. Herman, say, look, go meet up with Dr. Newton. Tell him what's going on. Tell him we need help. You know, see if you can get some info so we can shut this down. Says, okay. So he goes over there, and once all of the drones are officially made, bam, we just reached 100%.
Yeah.
We made all the drones. We got it. We got all the drones. Immediately they get hacked. Oh, what the fuck's going on? Everyone's going nuts. They're like, fix this. He leaves to try to get what he needs to fix it. It looks like he's trying to get out of there.
Yeah.
He runs into Dr. Herman. Say, hey, that monster tried to kill us was made by your company. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me because the fucking drones have been hacked.
Yeah.
Something fucking crazy is going on. It's like, look, we have to get to the main control room. And they get caught by security, and security is taking them somewhere else. And they end up in a fight scene for them to disarm security.
Which was really
laughable.
fucking lazy.
Yeah, the one guy that's crippled is able to beat up their security people with his cane.
Yeah. Which looks like plastic.
Shit with the cane, bro.
Oh, God.
Look, man, it's comedy relief. They were comedy relief in the first part. There's not much you can really do.
You're right. They were comedy relief. So what are you going to do? They get to the main room. Dr. Newton says, everybody get out. Everybody get out of here. Go, go, go. They all leave. And he's like, look, I understand I made all of this. It's all robotics. It's all remote. But they have a backdoor system, and I put a backdoor into the back door.
Oh,
so
shit.
I have a backdoor into the system.
And I said, man, this guy's going to shut the shit down.
I can go in there and shut it down. I said, all right. So he goes in there, and an alarm goes off, and he's like, what the fuck just happened? See, I just locked everybody out. I used the back door of my back door to completely lock everyone out. And he's like, what the fuck are you doing? He says, look, man, I don't know whether the first time they were coming just to achieve something or just to wipe us out, but this time we are gonna get it right. He's like, the fuck do you mean we are gonna get it right? And that's when you're like, holy shit, it was him.
Yeah.
he's been hacking into the kaiju brain for so long on its own.
Yeah.
It's infiltrated him to the point he doesn't even realize that these aren't his thoughts. It just seems like he came up with this on his own.
Possessed. He's been possessed, pretty much.
Basically, because he's addicted to it. And he's possessed, and he's like, yeah, I'm going to go to this company and use this company's resources to fucking destroy everyone.
Which was fucking awesome.
I was like, fucking awesome.
I was like, man.
I kind of leaned back my seat like, oh, shit.
That's with some M. Night
That's
Shyamalan
why the guy
shit.
was like, I still keep having nightmares. Why aren't you having the nightmares?
And he kind of smirked. He kind of smirked in a sense.
He did kind of smirk.
But that's the typical Charlie Day response, though.
Yeah,
that's
you don't notice it because this character's always doing that.
Yeah.
It's like, there's no nightmares. I'm not fighting it.
Yeah.
You're the one who's fighting it. I've been balls deep into this thing for like 10 years. You're still trying to fight the latent psionic shit. I ain't fighting nothing. I'm in there. I'm fucking making it happen.
He has a romantic relationship with this brain.
He had to.
I'm a functioning alcoholic. If there's a way for me to feel the beer sucking my dick, I'd be fucking beer and alcohol all day.
Oh, man.
It's my passion.
But after all the action and all the explosions, which was pretty awesome, the weakest part of the movie came. You mentioned it in movies there. It's like, damn, this is one of the worst montages there is.
Oh, okay. Let me get to that. So basically,
which it wasn't bad, but
he controls all the drones. And he is using the drones to rip open the areas that had the portals that allow the kaijus to come through. And the drones are also attacking all of the Jaegers to the point, because it's a surprise attack. He basically cripples every Jaeger on the planet except for one. What's the name of the main one again?
Oh, it's a Gypsy Avenger, not Gypsy Danger.
Yeah. So basically it's Eva 1.
Yeah. Pretty much Eva 1. And there was also an Eva 2 that was there, which was painted in red, doing all the somersaults and all the axe kicks.
That was the one. That was Asuka's.
That was Asuka's, yeah.
Asuka's was more agile than Kenji's Eva.
Yeah.
So that would have been Eva 2. And then Eva 0 was the one that had the least amount of agility.
Yeah.
Because that was Ray's.
Yeah.
It was Ray's Eva was Eva 0.
Yeah.
Then what's his name's Eva was Eva 1. And then Asuka's Eva was Eva 2. And then, of course, Eva 3 was possessed and killed the actual pilot.
Yeah.
I'm getting way too nerdy into
this
shit.
But anyway, it took from a whole bunch of fucking movies, man.
So basically, only the main Jaeger is available after all this chaos. And they're killing off basically all the pilots because they couldn't. You see, the whole thing is Dr. Newton pretty much knows the layout of all these places. So he was targeting like the barracks and everything. Like all the pilots died. The only pilots available were the recruits.
Yeah.
Because, it's like, fuck it. The recruits.
Just a handful.
He wasn't aiming for them.
Yeah.
So he just killed off like all the pilots, all the Jaegers. And this is also what I love. Another great twist. The CEO of the company, Lin Shao, comes out like, what the fuck's going on? And Dr. Herman's like, yeah, Dr. Newton's been infected. He's been trying to deceive us this whole time and whatever and blah, blah, blah. And she's like, this guy's a fucking moron. He couldn't do that.
Yeah.
This is the cool part. He's like, you see him completely drop the goofy persona that he had in part 1 because there's a lot of people speaking Mandarin in this.
Yeah.
Again, we got to get them Chinese ducats. Got to get that Chinese audience. And the CEO of the company, she's constantly speaking Chinese, even though she knows some English. I think it's just a shout out to the Chinese fans.
Yeah.
She's speaking English to him because his Mandarin is ass. And she's like, this guy's a complete idiot. And then he starts speaking to her with like in perfect Mandarin. It's like, no. I'm much more intelligent than you think. And it's easy because you've got such a huge fucking ego.
Yeah.
I plotted all this out.
I sprinkled 20% over
like,
here.
How could you possibly do that? And he's like, your whole fucking company is like 80% automated.
Yeah.
All I gotta do is hack in. I basically control all of it. He basically assembled an entire fucking Jaeger and they never knew. Completely automated. I can make it do whatever the fuck I want. So I control all this. And I am going to destroy the earth so that we can come back and take it the way we were supposed to. So the guy freaking gets away.
He said it in a very deep voice, like he was a Gwaul or something from Stargate.
Yeah.
Which
like
I really like that. It's like it shows that he has a different personality right there.
Exactly.
Somebody's talking besides him.
Yeah.
When they go and they're like, okay.
That's how Centrades talk too.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they
in the anime, they kind of echoed their voice or something like that?
Yeah, just a little bit. Not by much. Because they had to convey height, I guess.
Huh, I never remembered that. I used to love the Zentradi. In a certain aspect, I wanted them to win. But, fuck it. I'm Zentradi till I die. So he's like, yeah, look, all the fucking kaiju are trying to go to Mount Fiji because their blood makes Mount an extreme... Fuji. Is it Fuji?
Fuji, no, Mount Fiji. This is not the fucking water. Stop
I thought that was the name of the mountain.
The Mount Fuji.
All right, whatever. They're like, yeah, they're trying to go to Mount Fuji because they explained earlier on kaiju blood
is highly combustible.
Earlier on, kaiju blood is highly combustible and is very, very potent. And it can be used as an energy source for like jetpacks and jet fuel, but it's like 100 times more powerful. And he's like, yeah, we can put jetpacks on our Jaegers to get them places faster. We can't get the only ones available is only one. It's right here in their base, which was, wasn't it like in China or something?
In China, yes, in the Shatter Dome.
Yeah, it's like
China.
We can't get helicopters to fly them over there fast enough, even after getting them repaired. And he's like, well, we can if we have the jet fuel. It's like, yeah, but we don't have the manpower to fix them and make the jetpacks fast enough. And here's the cool part. The Shao Corporation, like 100 of their helicopters show up with freaking Dr. Herman, and the CEO's there. It's like, yo, we'll build them all right now.
Yeah.
We have the means. Because remember, in part 1, because they were for the most part damn near defunded, they had to pay themselves. They just never had the manpower.
They didn't have any of the manpower.
That shit. She's like, yeah, you know what saved humanity in this movie? Capitalism.
Yes, it did.
That corporation showed up. It's like, yeah, we will build that shit. I mean, we will build that shit in less than 24 hours. And everybody came out there.
All manpower was there.
All the pilots, all the engineers. And the coolest thing also, I really love, the CEO, Li Wen Xiao, she was there working on it too, because it's like, no, she knows this. She designed these droids, and they showed her down there working with the scientists, plotting out the schematics. Yeah, we can do this and this and this and this, and putting it in. And that was really awesome, because the whole time...
You thought she was a bitch.
Yeah, she dresses like a stuck-up bitch. With all this glamour, and now you see her with like dingy shirt and overalls and shit with her sleeves rolled up, getting in there working on it, and they made the rocket packs.
Yeah.
So they put the cadets in there, and of course, Meta, inside of Meta, for the new recruit, Amara, her rival was the Russian bride.
Yeah, she was.
Cadet Victoria. That was her rival, because one is money, one is poverty.
Yeah.
You know, and she's like, man, I've been studying all this time and you just get thrown in here. I really liked it when the guy was like, look, when she first showed up, the guy's like, look, if you know how to speak Russian, she's not such a bitch. You just have to talk to her in Russian to calm her down. But when it kind of came to a head, when she was like, you're garbage, you don't belong here, the girl says in Russian,
kiss my ass.
She said, no. In Russian, she said, kick my ass. And the Russian girl like, what? And she turns to the guy, did I say it right? It's like, yeah. She turns back to again, kick my ass. So it's like, clearly they were fucking with her. Yeah. They probably said, I want to be your friend, calm down. This is how you say it in Russian. But what they were saying was, kick my ass. So she was telling the chick to kick her ass, and they got into a fight. And the fight was actually pretty good.
It was pretty good.
You know, she got her, what's that arm?
It was like an arm bar. Yeah, she got
an arm bar, right?
Yeah, she put her in the arm bar. She climbed onto her, and she put her in the arm bar. Because the other girl, the Russian girl's like, no, big is better. Big is better.
Yeah, and her Jaeger, the one she made by hand, is like small.
It's really small.
Like an infant compared to these big fucking things.
Yeah, it's kind of like a little bumblebee looking kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, it only needs one person. He reminds me of Cosmos.
Oh, he does like Cosmos.
Yeah. Cosmos is a fucking joke. But no. So that's what I mean when I say, like, though, there's so much shit going on with these recruits. But you only got so much time in the movie. It's like, yo, that you could have showed the bond that was building.
Yeah.
So when they finally put them in a Jaeger, it was a 3-person Jaeger.
Yeah.
And it was her and the Russian chick and someone else.
It didn't matter at that point.
They never have enough time for those guys, so it doesn't really matter. But it's like, yeah, even though they hate each other, their passion, you put them together, it's like they're fucking unstoppable machines. It's pretty awesome.
There was a moment in that final fight scene where they're saying, oh, we need some help with some extra artillery. And I thought, like,
awesome.
Something like out of Voltron is like, oh, shoot, coming down.
No. So, yeah, we need extra artillery. And the third person presses a button. So instead of you being levitated by a harness on your back, it makes her put down into a chair. The chair goes down to the abdomen, and the abdomen has like two gigantic Gatling guns, and you sit there and shoot. So while the arms and everything are punching and doing all that stuff, you're constantly shooting. And then as they were running away, it's like, oh, something's coming from behind. The chair pulls back, turns around, and goes to the back of the torso, and now it's shooting from the back.
I thought that was
that's
awesome.
fucking awesome, too.
I was like, oh my god, dude. That was like,
these things are killing machines. Like, that's fucking awesome.
I was blown away.
I was like, why can't you make it evil like that?
I like that kaiju when, what's it called? Gypsy Danger punched him in the face. It took that kinetic energy and transferred it to the kaiju hand and slapped him back.
I gotta say, the Japanese alert system here when they started destroying Tokyo.
That was weird, because the whole thing is, it's not like they dropped down in Tokyo. They were miles and miles offshore.
Miles in.
And like, you couldn't have evacuated the city.
There's a lot of Tokyo people to get killed in there.
Now, I do like the fact that they showed that they had defense systems in place where people would run
to their little shelter,
big little shelter elevator things. Yeah. And once they shut the door, it goes underground. It looks like it was going like 4 stories underground to keep them safe, which was clearly held over from part one. But still, the fact that it's there was awesome. By the way, Evangelion.
Yeah.
Remember?
They go all the way into the bottom.
When the angels show up, all the buildings, you have to go into one of the designated buildings, and the buildings will shift all the way underground.
Yes.
Evangelion. So much taken from anime. It's God. But I think, Dane, you had to point that out to me. When they go to the regional office of the Shao Corporation that's in Japan, what was outside the building, Dane?
All right. They lost the robot. She evacuated by the ejection system. She ended up in a part of Tokyo where the Gundam Museum is there.
Now,
she gets out.
Here's the thing. It didn't say Gundam Museum.
No.
It said Shao Incorporated. It's like their regional office that was in Japan.
Right. Out of there from the escape pod, she's looking around, where she's at, and the camera, looks at top of her, and behind her is a fucking Gundam. Mm-hmm. And you see the size of the kaijus, and you see the size of the Gundam. Her name is Amara. She's standing beside a Gundam. It's like, come on, this is perfect,
I bet that's why he did that.
The thing is, if it was shot by mistake, it would kind of be like one shot. It got like 3, 4, 5 shots of the statue.
Yeah.
Her standing by the statue. It wasn't
clearly intentional.
Intentional, yeah.
Now, what I think is quite possible, the scene I love the most. Freaking Nate gets injured. He's like, yo, I can't sync up because he got like bashed in the head or something like that.
Yeah,
and he's
it was in his ribs.
Yeah, he's like, I can't go on.
Bleeding on his ribs or some shit.
So he's like, Jake's like, shit, I got no one here to sync with. And the girl, his protege, Amara, very much trope. Yeah. Very much trope anime. I'm here. I'm coming to assist. And she goes like, but you're just a rookie. You can't possibly help me save the world. You're my mentor. I'm a freaking maverick, just like you're a maverick. And now we have to come together and do this by the book and whatnot. So she goes in there to link up, and they're like, yo, this thing is almost at the mountain. There's no way we can get to it in time. It's like, yo, we still have another rocket here. No way you can deliver the rocket to us in time. And that's when the CEO, Luin Shao, shows up. She's like, yo, I'm bringing you the rocket right now. And when the helicopters comes, and you see jumping out of the helicopter is her little scrapper Jaeger. It's coming out, and it jumps down, and it grabs the rocket to run to them, to manually deliver the rocket to them. And the cool thing, what I love the most, is they show the inside. It's the CEO herself piloting it. And she's just in a pair of dirty coveralls, and she's just working it. She's running, because it's like, she knows how to pilot Jaeger. She wasn't bullshitting when she said, this is my dream. This company is my legacy. So many times in American and Western dogma, when you make the head of a corporation, you're just some guy who doesn't get his hands dirty. I have people I pay to do this. But always in anime, the CEO is always the genius. The CEO is the one that came up with that. Best example would be freaking, remember Catgirl Nuku Nuku?
Oh, yes.
The young, beautiful CEO is like, no, I built all all this shit.
Yeah.
I know how to do all this. Or even fucking Project Echo. Freaking Seiko is the villain. She's beautiful.
And she's always wealthy, building them fucking robots.
But she's building the stuff the company uses. It's like, this is my passion. So she's in there and she's running. She's just in a dirty pair of coveralls.
Even in Dragon Ball Z, Bulma was building everything.
Yeah.
It's like, my dad was there, but like, no, I'm the one who builds all the real tech.
Yeah, I'm going to be the CEO, but if need be, I can get down there and do this. I can get my hands dirty. So I thought that was such an awesome scene. And to me, she just looked hot.
Yeah.
She had like oil and mud and shit on her face because she'd been working on the gears and all this. And she's just in there running, picking up the missile. And he's like, yo, weld it to my hand. Amara's like, we've got no tools to weld it with. She's like, no. I modified it real quick. I had like an extra 10 minutes. So I modified it. So now it has a welder. It's like, shit, she knows how to do all this shit. So he welds the missile to her hand. And when it blasts off,
your hand.
Yeah, she's like, I can't let go. And Jake is like, no. Keep your robot on us. That's an extra 2 tons that we can use to do this. Because what he's going to do, instead of getting there and fighting him, it's like, no, go up into the stratosphere, come straight down and land on top of it and rip it in half.
Yeah.
And by landing, I'm like, that's dope. It'll work.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit how strong it is.
It's going to get ripped apart.
If you come from the stratosphere, and this is several hundred tons, you're going to kill it. So they just come down, and the cool thing is, let's get into the ejection pod before it comes down, and there's this big touching scene where you have to trust me, let go, because apparently this is how her parents died. Yeah. Let go and jump over here. I promise I'll catch you and blah, blah,
I didn't actually catch that like that.
And she jumps and catches him, and it's also pretty bowel loosening because the visor is broken.
Yeah.
So all the air from the G-forces is coming straight in.
Yeah.
Because their window is shattered. Yeah. So she jumps to her, he catches her. I told you I'd catch you. Let's go into my escape pod. And the machine's like, nope, escape pod's disabled because of some shit in the fight. Well, we're going to be heroes. Let's do this. And she's like, let's do this. And Shao was like, no, fuck that. I'm still here. I can get away. So she rips open the side of it and puts them both into the cockpit of the little mini Jaeger and jumps off. And the fucking thing lands on it. And when it does, after the explosion and everything and they land safely, you see it there and it kind of weakly yells at them. I'm like, oh shit, they're still going to have to fucking fight it. And after it yells at them, it kind of lays down. And the cool thing is, as the camera pans up, you see that, like, that's the torso. The bottom half of the torso is like 120 fucking feet back because it shattered it. It cut it in half completely.
That shit was awesome.
And it's like, we won. It's that. And then I figure, okay, maybe if Dr. Newton gets away, there'll be a sequel. But no, Dr. Newton's there and he's doing his mustache twirling villain sort of thing. And that, I wasn't even upset with that because to me, that clearly is a conflict between the two consciences because he's so over the top and sort of comic booky that he would want to do something stupid even though the thing that's possessing him wouldn't want to. So it's kind of clear his consciousness is still poking through a little bit. Like he's being a megalomaniacal maniac, but he's still being a slapsticky sort of comic relief idiot, and that's only because his personality is poking through. But Jake shows up and knocks him out. At the very end of it, they pretty much confirm that there's going to be a sequel because he's tied up and he's like, you're not going to stop us. We'll come back and we'll destroy you.
You know what? And I like the fact that maybe in the sequel, we'll see the real aliens and the shit that Benicio del Toro showed up to us at the first movie. Because I think those aliens have to be more smarter than from what they show us at the beginning.
What I liked about this was they put a little bit of Transformers into these monsters. Because
that wasn't Transformers. The monsters were never meant to do that. He used the technology of that corporation because he knew the physiology of the monsters. Those robots were essentially just nanites. Yeah. And they rearranged the organs and whatnot because there were 3 kaiju. 2 level 4, 1 level 5. And he released nanites to go out there and merge them into one big
I didn't see that coming.
I did not see that coming either, which was awesome.
I didn't see that
because he was sitting there like, "Oh no, they're beating up my kaiju
with big robots."
Wait, hold on, beep 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 beep. Because he planned all this.
Yeah, he did
because he knows how they work. He's on the inside. He knows how they work, so he planned for every eventuality. In fact, at the end, when they win, he says, "Well, I guess I'll just have to go to plan B. And the guy knocks him out before he can get to plan B. I was like, there's more? There's more? Give me more, please. Please give me more. And the guy knocks him out. Because he's like, yeah, I got a plan B. He probably has a plan C, D, and E.
Yeah.
Remember, he's a scientist. He's neurotic. He's obsessive compulsive. We saw this all from part one. The man is obsessive. He probably has 18 different scenarios to make this work.
Yeah.
And he planned for all of them. So he's like, okay, on to plan B. And the guy knocks him out before he can get to it. I was like, no, I want to see plan B. I wanted to keep going.
So what are you going to rate this?
All right. For me to give it my rating, I want you to imagine there are pink petals falling from the trees. What type of trees?
Cherry blossom?
They're pink cherry blossom trees. And I'm thinking, doo, 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 doo. It's like I reflected deep and long. After seeing what part one did, you have to remember, I don't just rate a movie for its individual merits. I rate a movie for the stance it is taking, for what it does for the genre as a whole. And I have to tell you, the first one, at best, I would have given it a very low rental. That was the first one.
Oh.
This one, I was expecting at the core best, it would have gotten a middle of the road matinee. I was so thoroughly pleased with what they did. The first one should never have even happened. It was a good movie.
Yeah.
But looking at this, that first one should have never happened. This, people say the first one was an homage to Mecha, homage to Macross, homage to Gundam. Fuck you. This was an homage to all that. From the storytelling, the meme, the tropes that they were using, to everything. This was the homage. When you say we Americans want to make a live action version of Akira, we're going to make a live action version of Robotech, they need to go to this motherfucker and watch. You watch, you learn. This was fucking good. And on its own, if part one had not come out, I would give this, if I saw this before part one, I would give this a very high matinee.
Yeah.
But from part one to this one, they raised the bar so much. That plot twist, they took a script that to me should have been ass. You should not be able to make this good of a movie with a plot like this. Giant robots beating each other up. Get the fuck out of here. I don't want to watch that. But they fucking pulled it off. I am going to give this a low, but very, very enthusiastic full price.
What?
And man, people say, oh, you got to eat some humble pie. I will suck humble pie's dick because of this movie. I'll say it. I fucked up. I went in this movie expecting dog shit. And what I got was a high matinee, but the simple fact that it went so far and above my expectations, and they actually put in the fucking effort, they get a fucking full price. I want to reward people who do shit like this. I want more of this. You know, you take that survey, well, I'm not going to give them a perfect because, you know, I always want them thinking there's room for improvement. Fuck you. If the guy did a perfect job and went beyond your expectations, you fucking reward him for that. It's a full fucking price. A low full price for me. Damn, this movie exceeded my fucking expectations.
For me, this is a full price. Big robots. You have John Boyega. He's in two different franchises.
But here's my thing, Ray. It's not so much the big robots. It's when I'm 3/4 of the way through and all I can think about is Macross and Evangelion. And what's worse, I'm thinking about Macross and Evangelion saying, yeah, you're doing it right.
Yeah.
You're doing it right. Oh, shit. Roy just died. You fucking looking at it. That whole ending part all the way to the point where they had the snowball fight at the end.
Yeah.
I was thinking Evangelion. And you know what the worst part is? This guy may have never even watched anime in his life.
I'm sure he's watched this stuff. But I'm going to tell you, I'm giving this shit a full fucking price. I was keeping it out the entire time. It was fun.
Which I did not do in part one. Everyone said you would in part one, and I saw it when it came out. It's like, I'm not geeking out over this. The plot was ass.
What are you rating, Dane?
You know what? I'm a huge fan of mecha, giant robots and stuff like that. That's in my heart, if I have one. Mm-hmm. You know, and I love anime.
The CPU.
Because anime gives you a real story. Good story gives you good entertainment. And this movie kind of reflect the animes. Everybody here that is old enough to recognize this.
Yeah.
You know, even the older anime. And you plotted things out and you figured out, like, you know, this giant robot movie has more that actually reflects anime ideas. You know, she became a natural pilot when necessity came through. And also in the beginning of the movie, they explained like younger pilots are better suited because they could coexist with the system. That kind of reflects Mobile Suit Gundam. It's like they always pick younger pilots because they consider them new types.
Yeah.
Right, because they can adapt.
They're better
they can adapt quicker. That's the idea.
They're better handling
the reflexes.
when it comes to a mecha.
Yeah.
You know? And also better handling, channeling their stupid emotions into one single thing and becoming a living weapon. So I really enjoy the fact that this movie had such a good heart for this. It delivered.
Damn
you
right.
know?
Damn
There's
right
one thing they could have done. They could have merged those fucking robots. I would be like, fuck, that's awesome. Like,
I think that
could be a great idea for a future movie.
Okay, maybe for a future movie, but I don't, even then, I don't know, merging them.
Yeah, no,
it's like, why the fuck you merge them? Because they're bigger and better. Why didn't you just build one that fucking big? Now we can have two of them that size.
We could have taken
two of them half the size and making it into one that's bigger. Why don't you just make two that's bigger? Why not do that?
We could also make one that's more animalistic based, like Zoids. Remember Zoids?
Why?
Because
How does that
it
help?
has characters that it could be better in battle and in certain locations.
Okay, so a lion's gonna be better in battle?
It depends.
Can a lion pull the trigger of a gun? Because if a
Wait a
lion's gonna
minute.
be better in battle, I'm pretty shocked that we don't have
What are
fucking
kaijus? They're
lions
beasts.
walking up and down the streets
Right.
instead of people.
Right. But you're not fighting people. You're fighting kaijus. They're beasts. You know, on this
and
movie,
guess what happens when beasts tried to fight us? We shoot them. So we need to make this even. We're gonna have you act like a lion to fight that lion. You got your fucking mind? Give me a gun. No, it's better this way. Because now you have a different element.
That's
to you.
why you never had Mobile Suit Gundams based on fucking animals.
Oh, don't start. Rate the movie. Because don't you fucking say that name of Judas in the house of the Lord. Do not fucking bring up Gundam. Rate the fucking movie.
We did see a Gundam in the movie.
Rate.
Awesome.
I don't
I'll give it.
don't do this to me. Don't put me in a bad mood by bringing up Gundam.
Listen, I'll give it a full matinee.
A full
because
matinee?
it was
All right.
entertaining.
All right.
Okay.
Wow.
Great
All right,
special
a high
effects.
matinee. Okay.
Good acting, but it was kept you on the seat.
That's fair.
That's fair. There's one good scene I forgot to mention.
What's that?
His grandmother would play this song, this Trollo song, I think.
The song, the original name of the song is some Russian shit.
Yeah.
But it's become a meme. People call it the Troll Lol song. It's on Family Guy and everything. You know what? When we can you find that song?
Yeah, all right, I'll find
I
it.
want you to play us out with that song. My grandmother always played this song to calm me down. And when he plays it, the guy who's singing it looks like a wax doll whose soul is on fire. It's like he can't move his face, but the eyes have just this passion like, please, God, kill me. The Indian kid's like, this is not calming me down. And they go into the eject pod. Ray, sign us out and play that beautiful music.
Yeah, but don't forget to visit us on our website at g2ta.net and gottatalkaboutit.com.
Yeah.
That is the face
my God.
of evil. Look at that.
Hey, look
Look at those eyes. Look at those eyes. He's dead.
Oh my God, look at this guy. Is this hair real?
He looks like a wax doll whose soul is being flayed alive.
Oh my God.